Heyo, hope you're having a good day. Surprisingly, I've had a handful of people request an office tour. So this is it. I've moved so much stuff around recently, trying to kind of get like the vibe and the feel right, and I think I did figure it out. It's still not 100% yet, but it's on the right track and it's ready enough for me to share. So first off, we are going to start with my main toy photography table setup. So this is my main indoor photo taking area. There wasn't anything special about this desk, and at the time it was just the highest rated one on Amazon, and it was the most affordable. I knew I wanted a height adjustable desk like this, and it has been so good for my toy photography. After posting my recent video with the clamps and wire system, I do realize that not everybody has space for their own table to clamp stuff to, but if you can get at least one table that you can work with, it doesn't have to be height adjustable, it will come in handy a lot. And even though it does take up space, it still can potentially save space because you can put your stuff on top of it or under it. Okay, enough rambling about that. For photography, what I really like about this desk when I'm setting up a shot and I'm trying to get a different angle, I don't have to like lower my tripod or really move my camera or whatever. I just raise the table up a little bit. And because I'm using the clamp and this arm system, like the whole scene moves up. So I don't have to worry about like moving the light stands or anything like that. Like it all just moves together. And one other thing about this is in the middle of my office, which wasn't always the case. I had it against the wall. But since doing that, it is extremely nice to be able to come around it. And if I need to, I can move the lights. Like I can work from different areas if I need to. I thought I was gonna take up more space, but it's really good. And then one really cool thing about it is that for YouTube videos, I can move around it and like still be able to use it. So I feel like even though it's in the middle and it's taking up space, it's actually like saving or like creating more space and more opportunity. Kind of. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's it for this work area desk. Now let's check out my main desk. This desk is huge. It's beautiful. And it was actually made by one of my best friends. So I do also have this TV that's pretty big. I forgot the size of it. I think it's 43. It's not like the fanciest one, but I have it there because I do use it as a second monitor. And I want to use it more for like digital backgrounds for toy photography. I've done it a couple times, but it's something that I want to get into more. I just haven't. Once I do figure it out, I'll definitely make a video over that. Also on this wall, I don't really have much going on yet. I think I might get some of my printed work framed maybe and kind of put it over here. I also have this tree. It's not real, but it does bring a lot of life. Nan light on just to add some cool colors to it. This corner really isn't that picked up. Also with the same area, my C-stand, Amaran 200X light with this lantern diffuser. Like I like having it pointed up like this for videos like this where it's kind of just lighting the room, because my ceiling fan lighting, you know, that's never like the best lighting. And for the windows, I did have some blackout curtains to keep the room dark when I'm filming or, you know, shooting photos. But I recently got rid of them for two reasons. One, I just got tired of curtains. I feel like they kind of took up space and they were just kind of there. But two, we also, my wife and I installed this backdrop holder. I do love the window light. I do love looking outside, but you know, it can interfere with some videos and photos. So we put these cheap blackout blinds, like they're paper. We got them at Walmart and they're really cool because they do a good job. Like you can see, that's a window right there, but you can hardly see any light coming through. But it's also cool texture and a cool design. So if I'm filming a video like this, like you see this behind me and you're like, dang, that guy's got some cool texture back there. And then for the backdrop, I got it on Amazon, pretty cheap. It can hold 3 rolls. And then it's got like this system too, where you can like lower it easily. All right, pretty neat. I only have 1 roll right now, just gray. And this comes in handy too, because I have done some videos with it. And that's why I wanted to get it bigger rather than like For toy photography, you might not need it this big, but I wanted to make sure I could use it for filming myself too. And I also took some pictures of like my kids, which I plan on doing more later on. Backdrop's really cool if you have space for it, because I don't, I'm not gonna put this up with stands or anything, but it's cool that it's just like up there. That's this wall. And then we have my desk wall. So we're moving over here to this other side. Here that I have some junk that I kind of neatly stacked for the video. Here's some of those Transformers figures. Got a review coming on them later, but you can buy them right now with the link in my description using code KING5, under 30 bucks, and they're super good figures. I have this shelf, like I have my lenses that I store here, and my favorite part is, which isn't really the shelf, but it's this thing. And this is an awesome organizer for all the accessories. It's not set up perfectly. I got some like random junk bins in here, or drawers, but if it's like, you got a blaster that you just see on the floor, instead of throwing it on the table or in a bin, boom, it goes in the blaster drawer. You see a little lightsaber? The lightsaber drawer. And it can be mounted on the wall too. So once I get my office kind of, almost perfect, there might be a space on the wall to like just put that, and so I can clear up some shelf space. So we start getting into my figure storage here. So instead of, I know some people like to use the Detolf shelves that are epic and grand and, displaying epic figures or whatever. And then between my shaky hands and my kids, I feel like that wouldn't last. So I don't really have a lot of figures displayed, but I do have them in boxes like this. Maybe if I get Hot Toys, I start collecting those, I'll maybe wanna, display them better like that. But for now, I'm okay with the boxes. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last wall. That's not the closet. So we got the window wall, other desk wall, and then this wall. So here my wife and I do plan on putting an IKEA shelf. I think that's the plan. And like a big one with like different cubbies and stuff for organizing. I have my helmets up here. I got my entire Funko Pop collection over there. And then I got some of my 1/12 ships over there, and then Boba Fett's giant ship too. Also in this wall area space side of the room is where I have my main video light. It's the Aperture 120D, but I do like having this open space because it is where I move it around a lot. For if I'm filming myself, I can move this like anywhere around here. So now on to our last wall, which is the closet. But one cool thing is my wife and I installed these sliding doors instead of like swinging ones. I feel like it saves a lot of space from having to like the doors having to swing out and all that. Here, this shelf is pretty much like 90% figure storage. I have a lot of boxed figures that I plan on opening, I just haven't yet. Got some clone troopers in this one, like droids and other random ones in there. Here's like some of my Marvel, Indiana Jones figures. Got like Pokemon ones in here, Mythic Legions figures here. That box is a figure I gotta review. The other side is a mess. Might be the messiest part of my office. And this was a cool charging station that I was really excited for, and I still like it a lot, but I just haven't used it as much. But I do have all my lights that I use for toy photography here, my batteries for my camera here, like bins for storing stuff, like kind of neatly put away so I don't take up all the space here. Down here, I do have figures I'm trying to sell. Okay, I got 3 more things that I think are kind of cool. On my door, I do have one on the other side too, just like a bunch of pockets, and it just kind of hangs from the door. I feel like these are really handy for just throwing a lot of like knick-knack stuff. Also with my kids, kind of grabbing some of my cheaper figures. Like if they bring them into the living room, like I don't want to put them in their bin, so it's like, boom, just throw them in here for now and I'll get to them later. I'll organize them later. So I feel like it's a good space saver from, throwing it on my desk or something like that. Second to last thing is my chair. It's not the fanciest one, like it's not an official gaming chair or whatever, but it's good. I like it. I think it's called the Marcus chair from IKEA. And it wasn't like too expensive either. And for the last thing, we have my rug. And yes, they are scenes from the OG Star Wars. You probably have seen ads for this rug. The company's called Ruggable. It's actually a really good quality rug, and they have a lot of cool designs. In fact, this whole video was actually an ad for Ruggable. No, I'm just kidding. The rug does help soften the room, like the natural room echo, a little bit at least, right? And that's just a nice bonus. If you do have any questions about any of the things we talked about, or you might have suggestions about, cool things that you have in your office or studio, let me know. But now, let's get back to making stuff. Create and inspire.